Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 Spoilers channel. Character Debut Plus Return of the Leading Lady. Spoilers for the next week of September 22nd to 26th on The Young and the Restless reveal some shocking revelations along with a ton of casting news. Discover below who's coming and who's going in Genoa City during the course of the next 5 days. Traci Abbott, welcome back. Fans of The Young and the Restless are reminded by spoilers that it has been a while since the beloved Beth Maitland's character Traci Abbott appeared on GC. The good news is that she will make an appearance when she reunites with Billy Flynn's character, Kane Ashby, on Monday, September 22nd. It will be intriguing to watch her reunite with her former friend, as YNR watchers may remember that Kane and Traci toyed with the prospect of a romance before he left the little town in 2019. Additionally, Traci will speak with Phyllis Summers about the pain they both experienced at the hands of Martin Laurent. The debut of Sienna Bacall? A few weeks ago, it was revealed that Tamara Braun, a veteran of soap operas, would be joining the CBS serial opera to play Sienna Bacall, a new character. Could Bacall be included in the GC equation next week? At the time, reports stated that Braun would make his debut in September. Fans of YNR will have to tune in to find out, because September is just 1 full week away. In addition, Kate Fairbanks will play Tessa Porter, who is still having marital problems this week. Mariah Copeland, Tessa's wife, confessed that she attempted to kill a guy while on a business trip, which is why she has been so aloof before leaving town to get help. It appears that Tessa will confide in Daniel Romalotti about the news on the Monday, September 22nd episode, when she will open up to him. As Kyle makes a surprising proposal, Claire is caught cheating. Updates and spoilers for The Young and the Restless hint that Claire Newman may be feeling guilty and anxious about her adultery. After Claire has crossed lines with Holden Novak, will she still accept Kyle Abbott's ring? When it comes to romantic relationships, Claire is rather green. Due to her lack of relationship experience, Claire finds it challenging to handle the difficulties in her romance with Kyle. Even though she loves Kyle very much, they are having trouble trusting one another and figuring out how to work through their differences. Claire has been reluctant at every stage, but Kyle is keen to proceed. Holden, who has admitted that he adores everything about Claire and can no longer conceal his feelings, is also becoming closer to her at the same time. YNR has created the possibility that Claire and Holden will go too far, whether it's kissing or going farther. What if Claire succumbs to her feelings for Holden and later regrets it? However, Claire may give in to her growing feelings for Holden and subsequently regret it. She may experience stress and realize how much she wants to make amends with Kyle if she lets her relationship with Holden worsen. It would be easy to see Claire approaching Kyle out of the blue and suddenly telling him that she accepted his marriage proposal. She may say that they ought to get married, go to Paris, and do everything Kyle has been suggesting. Claire might abruptly agree to everything Kyle asks for in an attempt to make up for her adultery. Claire may apologize too much, revealing too much about herself and coming out as overly forceful. Claire might sob as she apologizes for not having previously backed Kyle's goals and assures him that she is now totally committed. If Claire changed her mind and wanted to move forward so fast, a part of Kyle would be thrilled, but another part of him could be skeptical. This is especially true if Claire comes out as overly emotional and uncharacteristic. She may eventually confess to have deceived Kyle with Holden, leaving him stunned. The couple may experience a major storyline twist, in which Claire is the one begging for a fresh start. Watch for any drama concerning Claire and Holden's infidelity, as YNR spoilers suggest that Kyle may be dealing with some upsetting news about his already tense relationship. A week of Genoa City shocks. Spoilers for the upcoming week of September 22nd to 26th on The Young and the Restless indicate that it will be one of those memorable episodes when viewers of all stripes, newcomers, casual viewers, and devoted fans, have good cause to tune in. This week in Genoa City is more than just another. It's a masterfully planned blend of character reimagining, nostalgia, and bold new developments that set the stage for months of gripping drama. the highly anticipated introduction of a new character portrayed by a soap star, the return of a leading lady who has been intricately entwined with the Abbott family legacy, and a slew of personal disclosures that have the potential to completely alter relationships throughout the town are what make this week especially thrilling. We must delve thoroughly into each plot, follow the character's journey, and think about the potential ramifications of each development for the show's future in order to really grasp the scale of what is taking place. Welcome back, Traci Abbott. Fans were ecstatic when leaks revealed that Beth Maitland's beloved Traci Abbott would make a reappearance in the September 22nd episode. One of the Abbott clan's most emotionally genuine and grounded members has always been Traci. Traci has long stood for kindness, loyalty, and a moral compass, in contrast to Jack, Ashley, or Billy, whose decisions frequently deviate into callous corporate practices or careless personal implosions. Her tales, however, have remained equally captivating. Her tragic losses, her decades-long struggle with self-esteem, and her surprising romantic relationships have all kept audiences interested in her journey. Traci's return this week promises to be more than just a nostalgic visit. She gets back in touch with Billy Flynn's character, Kane Ashby. Longtime fans will remember the subtle but very moving romance between the two characters back in 2019, when Daniel Goddard was still playing Kane. The spark of possibilities was there, but it was never completely realized. The dynamic has new vitality now that Flynn is taking Kane's place. What if situations are the lifeblood of soap operas, and Traci and Kane are one of those infrequently missed chances that viewers have been speculating about for years? The authors now appear prepared to investigate if this relationship can develop into something significant. However, romance won't be the only theme in Traci's tale. She will also appear in sequences alongside Phyllis Summers, with whom she had a complex past. Spoilers suggest that the two women will connect because they were both victims of Martin Lawrence scams. This is an emotional reckoning that could strengthen Traci's presence in Genoa City. It's not just a casual talk. Despite the stark differences between Phyllis and Traci's worlds, trauma can forge unanticipated bonds. One of the week's most welcome surprises might be seeing two women who don't often share the screen come together. Arrival of Sienna Bacall as expected. Sienna Bacall's debut offers the element of exciting new beginnings, while Traci's reappearance satisfies the craving for nostalgia. Sienna has been teased for weeks by Tamara Braun, a formidable actress with a stellar soap opera resume. According to reports, Braun would make her debut in September. With just 1 week left, it seems certain that this is the time. Whether Sienna will be a corporate shark, cunning adversary, injured survivor, or something more complex, fans have conjectured endlessly. Characters that both fit into and upend the pre-existing canvas are what make Y&R so successful. The name Sienna evokes ideas of a woman who comes to Genoa City with secrets and goals, as well as glamour and danger. Does she have any connection to Newman Media, Abbott Communications? Or maybe she's connected to Genoa's murkier underbelly, which the program has frequently delved into with characters like Colin Atkinson and Ian Ward. Braun's ability to portray characters that are both likable and morally gray is what makes her casting so fascinating. Because of this dichotomy, Sienna has the potential to be a powerful new force that both attracts and unnerves people. Her debut could have enormous repercussions. Not only do new characters interact with legacy characters, but they also pose a threat to established relationships and occasionally serve as the impetus for startling betrayals. Sienna might wind up clashing with Phyllis, siding with Victor, or even pursuing Kane or Jack in the business realm, depending on how the authors present her. In a week where Traci is the Abbott family's emotional center, Sienna might show up as a wild card whose allegiances are unknown. Mariah, Tessa, and the Weight of Secrets. The continuation of one of Y&R's most intense plotlines, the stress in Tessa Porter and Mariah Copeland's marriage, occurs concurrently with these casting changes. Their relationship was rocked by Mariah's admission before she left town that she had tried to kill a man while on a business trip. It left Tessa reeling, but it explained her recent distance. Tessa now has to deal with the reality that her wife is bearing the burden of a possible crime in addition to her guilt. Tessa seeks assistance from Daniel Romalotti on Monday, September 22nd. There are several reasons why this is important. First of all, Daniel has a track record of serving as a confidant for women who are faced with tough decisions. He has empathy because of his own difficult experience, and his inclusion in Tessa's plot reinforces his return to the canvas. Second, it appears like Tessa is at a breaking point because she chose to confide in Daniel rather than keeping everything to herself. Even though Mariah isn't there, Tessa is left to deal with the emotional aftermath on her own. This storyline's theme examines how couples handle admissions and secrets that put their relationship to the test. One of Y&R's most well-known couples, Tessa and Mariah, embody not only romance but also tenacity. But any marriage is burdened with the disclosure of attempted violence. By telling Daniel, Tessa can unintentionally start a domino effect. What if Daniel asks her to provide additional information or even raises concerns about whether Mariah's acts could be legally resurfaced? A layer of suspense is added by this plotline behind the week's fireworks. Holden Novak, Kyle Abbott, and Claire Newman, a triangle at risk. The younger generation has a plotline rife with romantic anguish and possible treachery, while nostalgia and debuts dominate the week's news. Haley Aaron portrays Claire Newman, who is torn between Holden Novak and Kyle Abbott. The main theme here is Claire's lack of relationship experience. Although she genuinely loves Kyle, their relationship is shaky and beset by trust concerns. Kyle insists on a future with Claire that includes marriage and even a trip to Paris, but Claire is always hesitant. Enter Holden, who can no longer disguise his desire to Claire. His candid praise fills the gap left by Claire's hesitancy toward Kyle, causing an emotional maelstrom that she finds difficult to control. According to spoilers, Claire and Holden might go too far together, whether it's through a kiss or something else entirely. If this occurs, it prepares the audience for one of the most well-known yet potent soap opera cliches, the overcompensation motivated by guilt. Imagine Claire giving in to Kyle's demands out of panic after giving in to her love for Holden. She might agree to his proposition in a nearly frantic outburst of dedication, attempting to hide her shame behind an air of excitement. However, such significant reversals are rarely overlooked. Although initially ecstatic, Kyle may feel uneasy. Claire might disclose the truth in a tearful confession, but her heightened emotions could betray her. The anticipated dynamic is reversed by this possible discovery. Claire is the one who transgresses, not Kyle, who betrays or disappoints. Her character is enhanced by this role reversal. She is no longer merely the kind, unskilled companion, but also a person who is prone to error, regret, and fervent attempts at atonement. In addition to Kyle's love for Claire, the betrayal hurts him deeply since it jeopardizes the stability he craves following years of turbulent relationships. Holden, on the other hand, runs the risk of becoming the factor that ends the relationship altogether. Connected narratives and extended consequences. Thematic overlap between the narratives is what makes this week of Y&R so fascinating. Traci's homecoming is about facing trauma and going back in time. The future and the unpredictability of new partnerships are foreshadowed by Sienna's debut. Claire, Kyle, and Holden struggle with the effects of temptation and guilt, while Tessa and Mariah deal with the burden of secrets in a marriage. Even while each plot is unique, they all return to the fundamental soap opera themes of love, betrayal, redemption, and the age-old query of whether or not people can actually change. The dynamic within the Abbott family is altered by Traci's connections with Kane, which may develop into romance or friendship. Sienna's presence could cause disputes that linger long into the winter and upend Genoa City's business and personal landscape. Mariah's darker secrets might start to come to light in startling ways as a result of Tessa confiding in Daniel. Additionally, Kyle might take a different turn as a result of Claire's decisions, becoming less trusting or possibly rekindling his love for someone like Summer Newman. This week is essentially a turning point. The show is rooted in its past with the return of a starring lady. The future is hinted at by the appearance of a new character. Additionally, the continuous personal crises guarantee that the show's emotional heart endures. Check in to see what's going on with Y&R at the moment. For news, updates, and spoilers for the young and the restless, return frequently.